Violence is never the answer, except for 40% of the time when it is the answer. Now, I've never gotten into a fight in my life, and I don't plan on it, but you know when you're so angry that the only thing that will make you feel better is to punch things? Well, I'm so weak that once I start punching things, all it does is remind me how weak I am, and then I feel even more sad than before.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot?
My dating life is a disaster. Now, it never used to be a disaster, but I think recently I've started to care more, and the universe took note of that and decided to crush any dream that I could possibly have. Men are not smart people. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that all women are brilliant. In fact, women can be just as stupid as men, but the brands of stupid are very different. And being a woman myself, I find that women, while they still confuse me, do not confuse me nearly as much as men do. People like to talk about how women are too subtle for men, that they like toying with their emotions and playing hard to get. They don't say what they really feel, that they're emotionally unstable and destructive. Well, let me tell you, it's true. It's completely true. But the same is also true for men. Let me tell you a little story about my current dating life. Now, in a previous video, we had discussed someone who was referred to as manly me. From this day forth, he shall no longer be referred to as manly me and should only be referred to as stupid McStupid face. So you know the story's gonna be good. I just realized how real this story is gonna get. Hopefully YouTube videos aren't admissible in a court of law. Stupid McStupid face and I went on a date about a month ago. Now, no one called it a date, we called it a hangout. But when he pays for your dinner and holds your hand, it's definitely a date. If you look up the definition of date, it says, the day of the month or year is specified by a number. Oh, wait, no, it also says a social or romantic appointment or engagement. So, while not necessarily romantic, definitely social, and it definitely happened on a day of the month. Ergo, date. Anyway, we went out to dinner and we had a good time, but he did keep looking at his phone quite a bit. Another complaint that guys have about girls that guys are just as guilty of. The other weird thing was that he seemed to have a hard time making eye contact with me, but I just chalked that up to nerves. He definitely seemed to be more of a shy person, which I am not used to dating. Narcissists are more my type. Anyway, dinner, comedy club, drinks, dropped me off at home. It was a good time. We have a lot in common, and overall I thought it was a good date. He didn't kiss me, which super bummed me out, but I get it. First date, shy guy. I'm sure it's common. I'm choosing to believe that it's common. So I get home, and I'm embarrassed to admit this next part, but I need to so that you understand the whole picture. I get home and immediately text him if he wants to go out for breakfast with me the next day. He texts back, sure, so that worked out surprisingly okay. So I'm happy, and I go to bed. So I wake up, and I have a text waiting from Stupid McStupid face. And it says, it's snowing. He doesn't want to drive in the snow. Can we do this some other time? First of all, it's February. It has been snowing for months. That is the lamest excuse of all time. I am obviously not thrilled at this point, but there's nothing I can do about it, so I let it go. So we continue to text, and it's good. Then one day he invites me to go to an event that his friend is performing at, but it's on a weekend where I'm out of town. Now this is where I start to get suspicious, because he knew that I was going to be out of town that weekend. I had told him like 3 texts earlier. It's like he's inviting me to something to look like the good guy, but secretly doesn't want me to go. He looks like the good guy, and I look like a jerk for pre-abandoning him. But it could be an honest mistake, so I brush it off. Then it really goes down. We had made plans to go out on the weekend. He tells me his car is in the shop and he'll have no way to get to me. Now, he lives out of town, so this is a real reason. It's still an excuse, but it's a reason. He also says he's going to see if he can borrow one of his buddy's cars. I don't own a car, so there's no option for me. He texts back and says that he can't get a car. So I go on a mission to commandeer my parents' car. Now, they don't know anything about a boy. I see my parents quite a bit, but I make very sure to keep them out of my social life, and especially my dating life. My parents also tend to get attached to my boyfriends, so I like to make sure that they're properly vetted before. Anyway, I make up some lie about going to visit a friend who's out of town, and I get the car. So then I text stupid face. We're supposed to hang out the next day. Hours pass. So I text him saying, you gotta tell me what's going on. And Stupid McStupid face replies almost immediately, and this is his response word for word. I enjoy talking to you. I want to hang out with you again ASAP. We get along very well. I haven't been honest with you. ... I've been dating another girl for the last few months, but I just ended it. What? Okay, first of all, what a weird way to phrase that. My favorite / least favorite part of that is how he says he wants to hang out ASAP as I'm trying to hang out with him the next day. His next text says, I can't talk right now, I can't hang tomorrow. And second of all, I don't care. I don't care if he's been dating another girl. We went on one date a month before, and we didn't even call it a date. Now, I would be mad if I was the other girl, but I'm not mad. Of course, it depends on what he means by dating and the last few months. If he was dating her like he was dating me, making plans and then blowing me off, then I'm fine. But I need more information. At this point, it's a definite red flag, but not a deal breaker. But I had the car and a flawless lie, so I had to use it. So I drove out of town, in the opposite direction of Stupid McStupidface, of course, and went to see a movie by myself. Because I'm cool like that. Anyway, a week passes. Nothing. Now, the thing you need to understand about me is that I'm a really nice person. Now, if you told my friends that, they would laugh in your face. But it's true. I always think the best of people, and I like giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like the most optimistic pessimist there ever was. Women are confusing, but at least we're self-aware. So what do? I text him. Nothing much, just a, hey, how are you, and a funny story from my day. And for a minute, we're back to our old selves, the same jokes and lightheartedness that died the moment he became a horrible human being. And again, he says he wants to hang out with me again ASAP without making any plans. Now, my social life has actually been pretty good lately. I'm busy most weeknights, but my weekend is almost always free. So making plans with Stupid McStupidface relies 90% on his schedule. So now we come to this week. He asked me to hang out Thursday. Like, miracle of miracles. He asked me to hang out without me even, like, forcing him into it, or manipulating or tricking him. All of the classic things that women do. So I say that I'm free Thursday, and he asks if I want to go to this concert. Now, I had just been to a concert the week before, and I wasn't really interested in the band, so I said no. Well, big mistake. Apparently saying that I'm not interested in the band means that I don't want to hang out with him at all. He replies with some snarky remark, and it's dropped. There's no talk of rescheduling, no nothing. Somehow the conversation recovered slightly, and he said that he was available on Friday. He suggested going to a movie, but the one that he suggested I had no interest in seeing. I don't understand how other people are willing to go to movies that they're not interested in. It's a waste of time and money. And if there are two things that I care about in life, they are time and money. So I say no, but I've learned from past experiences, so I suggest 4 other activities that we could do. But no, apparently I've wounded his man pride and he gets super mad. Now, being the optimist that I am, I reread his message a couple times trying to see if he's like being sarcastic or making a joke. There's no possible way. He is dead serious. And that brings us to today, where I have an empty day with no plans and no boys to make out with me. So I decided to make this video. But here's the biggest problem. I picture my life as a soap opera. I mean, it's hard not to when you have amazing sagas like that. But whenever I'm doing anything, I always think, what will further the plot of this more? Or what will make this more dramatic for the pretend audience? Or I guess now the real audience. So I still want to hang out with him. I still want to keep the conversation going. And it isn't even necessarily because I'm still interested, because I'm so angry. It's just that I want answers. I just want to find out details like the rest of the audience wants to. Like, who is this other girl that he's been dating? How long have they been dating? Does she know about me? How many times that he blew me off was he actually hanging out with her? How large is the brain tumor that he so obviously had? These are questions that we need answers to. And above all, I just want to hang out with him so that I can throw rocks at him. Large, heavy, pointed rocks that I am probably too weak to lift anyway.
Come on, brother, come on, we don't fight fair, but that's okay. See if I can.
Ow. Oh no. Stay. Stay.